Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. We have a show full of the hottest topics everyone is talking about. And you have it even better because it's me and Linnea tonight. Chike's on vacation and Brittany is traveling, so we love it. We're my drove Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and of course our official website is StephenKnightShow.com. Rather watch us go on our YouTube channel, Stephen Knight Show. Want to make sure you check out our merchandise. We do have merchandise for you to buy. And then, of course, make sure you register to vote. Now, today is April Fool's Day. Linnea, do you participate in April Fool's Day shenanigans?
No, because life is one big April Fool.
Right. No. Exactly. Winning the war. But as I said, today's a day for hot topics, and me and Linnea are going to break it down as we do. But let me ask you this, Linnea. Our question of the day is, could you date someone? I know you've been in a relationship for a long time. Could you date someone that you were physically not attracted to?
I have.
You have?
I have. Because even if it wasn't something physically attractive about them, there was something that attracted me to them, whether it be the personality, whether I love a good smelling man. He look like Jabba the Hutt. He smell good. I might, I might have a conversation or two, So I have. I know that.
You have, okay. I think it'd be hard, but I do see it happen. And ironically, in our Facebook page, a lot of people say yes, they have. They've done it. So tweet us at home. Let us know. Could you date someone you're not physically attracted to? Stephen Knight Show, SA Show. All right, Diddy. So things are getting real for Diddy and his business partners. Federal law enforcement sources tell TMZ that any phone providers, computer companies, and commercial airlines, and all of the jet charter companies Diddy has used in the past will receive subpoenas. Now, the feds have started an investigation in all the flight manifests to see who was on Diddy's charter flights and where each plane went. Subpoenas have been sent to the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, who is leading the investigation. What do you think about this, Linnea? Do you think they have a case? Because we didn't talk about it last week because we weren't on, but they had the raid at two of his homes, and now they're doing this. Do you think they have something?
I mean, of course, there's always a possibility when it reaches this height, but I always have to defer to, it's amazing how you can always, the way that they go after people of color versus you have someone who has 91 indictments, a couple. You understand what I'm saying? Like nobody's performed any type of raids. Like he's encouraged, hurting people. Most recently, a judge's daughter, and no one is, raiding his establishments and stuff like that. So, we always see the injustice and the racism within the judicial system. So, I mean, it'll be interesting as this plays out, to see what happens, because I don't know if they found anything, don't know if they had anything that was very substantial for them to go in, other than rumors and innuendos and assumptions. So, obviously there's an entity or force somewhere that's in play. So seeing it all play out should be interesting.
Yeah, you say that because I saw when they did the raid at his two homes, one in LA, one in Miami last weekend. People were saying they don't usually publicize that, and usually they don't tip off the media that it's happening. But when you hear people that are in law enforcement say that's normal, but we don't see that normally.
It's not normal. That's their normal response when it's like this, but it's not normal. I don't know. I don't know if you had a chance. Did you hear about the and I don't even know if you have it on here, but the documentary on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
I know.
I was in here like, what?
Right. That was all. We were talking about that last week. We were going to talk about it last week We didn't end up not having a show, but that's gotten crazy. That's gotten crazy. We have Adam, he's jumping in now. Adam, we're talking about the Diddy, now they're doing they're subpoenaing the flights he's taking, private flights. We know last week they did the raids on his home, and they're saying this is normal, but we don't usually see this happening to most people, when they're going through all this stuff. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of interesting. I saw this all happen in the news, and then I think BBC had an article about kind of Diddy's past. And I actually forgot he had that whole gun charge in 1999 when he was dating Jennifer Lopez. So I guess long story short, I don't know. This seems like he has a history of kind of something being in this kind of world. It's kind of, I'm still trying to process it all. It's a lot to take in, but I mean, they probably have something. I mean, again, he's done a lot of stuff in the past. I know, of course, internet rumors swirl with was he involved with the Tupac, and did he actually have communications and all that? There's a lot of conspiracy theories that are always around Tupac anyway. But oh, sorry.
That's and Biggie, all that, as always.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think, again, I'm not too up to speed on everything, but assault charges, if true, are going to be very interesting. And if they raided his house, they must know something.
Yeah. And one thing about this is that, the whole Cassie thing, they were together for a long time, over a decade. And the fact that they settled the day after it went public, my mom always said, "Where there's smoke, there's fire." But I'm curious to see what happens. Linnea, do you see this being a thing?
I mean, it's already a thing,
right?
The only people that I was covering for are his children.
Yeah.
Because they are directly affected by this.
Right.
And even if it's, let's just say it's a complete witch hunt.
Right.
The damage has already been done to them for a long time. And how do you repair that moving forward? Because there have been certain words that have been used in regards to this situation.
Right.
That once you tack on those words, even if it ain't true, it stays with you.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. It's super dangerous. I don't know if has he been on social media? I don't know.
Well, I don't think he's been on that. Well, he posted a video of his daughter a few weeks ago, but recently he was in Miami and someone posted him saying he's the king of Miami, and they posted him on there. But here's the thing I think about, so Albie Shore, which is his oldest son's biological father, he posted, "Come home, it's safe here." And he's supposed to be releasing a documentary about his life and why he went into a coma. And a lot of people think it has something to do with Diddy. I don't know, but
well, that goes to conspiracy theories that Adam just mentioned.
Yeah,
because we don't know.
Right.
I don't think that we'll ever know, but everyone has whatever they call their version of their truth.
That's true.
So more people will come out, because there was, oh my God, it was a shooting in a club in New York many moons ago. The shooting that Shine ended up going to jail for.
And the woman said that Diddy shot her, not Shine.
Said that Diddy shot her. But if that's the case, I'm talking about for her, you knew that they were going to send that man to jail, and he spent a good portion of his life in jail. So if that's not who really shot you, and you never said anything, and now all of a sudden, this is what I mean by people jumping on bandwagons.
Yeah.
Because then you don't know how to you don't know how to dissect what can be true and what's not true. And that happened so long ago. But I just had that conversation with Jay, and I was like, what's crazy sometimes it's interesting how the universe works, because for Shine, even though he went to jail, look at the position that he's in now.
Yeah.
So you got a portion of your life taken away, but you changed.
He's changed. Yeah.
Like, he's so, like, for him to be where he's at now, I know that he is thanking the Most High that he didn't stay in that situation, even though he got in a bad situation and ended up spending all that time in prison.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens with this. It seems like it's an ongoing thing. They're bringing out old interviews. I saw one from Usher from 2016 talking about his life growing up with Diddy when he first made it big. And at the time, the people they know that what they're saying, but it's all coming back. So we'll see what happens with the story. All right, well, looks like Donald Trump is now in the business of selling Bibles. Trump recently announced his partnership with country music singer Lee Greenwood in his efforts to utilize his song "God Bless America." Trump said in the video on social media that all Americans need a Bible in their homes, and I have many. It's my favorite book, as a lot of people's favorite book, and the Bible is covered in the American flag as well as Trump's endorsement of the text that Christians consider to be sacred. Now, this is the latest hustle. Remember, he recently tried to sell tennis shoes because I guess he thought black people would buy his shoes because, we like shoes. Adam, did you get your Trump Bible? Because they're like $60, and everyone said you can get a Bible from the hotel for free. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I did get you guys these Bibles for Christmas this year. So just early spoilers, but yeah, I'm sure it's full of typos and misspellings and everything that could go wrong. It's probably rewritten him as the savior in the end or something like that. It's the same with his new stock listing for his social media. I mean, people are going to buy it.
They will. That's the thing. They're
A
going to buy
hustler
it.
is always a hustler, and he's going to keep pawning it off, and people are going to, like his base will buy it. I mean, I think he gets a lot of his income these days from small money purchases. People who can afford $60 here and there, and people who can buy maybe a few stocks of his company, and that's going to keep them in business, and they'll never see anything out of it, and they'll get probably a second-rate Bible that's going to fall apart in like 2 years on them, but they believe the cause. So yeah, I mean, what a hustle.
Right. And Bibles are so much cheaper than that. Here's the $60. Lanier, what are your thoughts on this? Mind you, remember we just found out he couldn't afford the bail that he had to pay. Of course, it was reduced, but at the time he couldn't afford it. What are your thoughts on this Bible hustle?
The first word that comes to mind is blasphemy.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy, because this man has said it out loud. He don't believe in God. He don't believe in none of that.
2 Corinthians.
The playing with this, like I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a higher power, and the playing with just really irks my soul to the core.
Yeah.
Because he playing in your face.
Right.
And it's like, I'm playing in your face. Y'all see I'm playing in your face. I'm telling you I'm playing in your face. But you still gonna give me your money. If that ain't snake oil salesman, I don't know what is. And for anyone who does buy it, you're probably gonna burn as soon as you get it. It's gonna combust.
Yeah.
As soon as you get it. Good luck to you. I'm not even gonna send prayers to you because you don't deserve them.
Right.
I'm gonna reserve my prayers for people who deserve. I know Lord say you gotta pray for everybody. I ain't messing with that. No, sir. I'm good.
Well, Adam, you said it great. You said that most of his donors are low. They do low donations. That's where he gets most of his money from. And these people, a Bible's not $60. You know what I mean? So it's like, think about
Yeah,
it.
like you said, it's free. You go to the hotel, it's
Get it
free.
for free. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
That is scary. That is so scary.
Very much so. Well, Beyonce has reportedly boosted Dolly Parton's streams following release of her new album, Cowboy Carter. So, according to chart data, Dolly Parton has surpassed 20 million monthly listeners on Spotify for the first time in her career, following release of Beyonce's new album. As we previously reported, Beyonce's entry album into the country music genre, Cowboy Carter, was released on March 29th. It has already shattered records streaming platforms. After the Texas Hold'em singer dropped her new album, Spotify said it became the platform's most streamed album single in 2024. So we already heard that when she released the single that it catapulted other Black country artists. And now Dolly Parton, who's part of the album, she redid Jolene, which is Dolly's classic. What do you think? Let me ask you this: what do you think about the power of Beyonce? Because they talk about Taylor Swift, and I hate comparing them, but they talk about the power of these artists. And now that she's making legends like Dolly Parton, who is a country music queen, now her numbers are going up. Linnea, what do you think about this?
I knew Dolly gave her blessings when Dolly tweeted when she first made the announcement about doing a country album.
Yeah.
When Dolly tweeted, that's when I knew Dolly gave her blessings. And there was a conversation that was had about, I wonder if she gonna do Jolene. If she do Jolene, oh my God. And she did it her way.
She didn't do it from the person being cheated on. She's threatening Jolene. Don't come over here.
She did it because Dolly, there's a clip that surfaced when Dolly was talking about Jolene and how Jolene beat her ass.
Right.
But she kept her husband. But Beyonce's version is different.
Yeah.
In the aspect of, oh, I got something for you,
Jolene,
if you want to. And I can't. Once Dolly did that, I knew without even. I said, "Oh, it's either she got Dolly Parton on there,
yeah,
or she's using one of her best songs, and Jolene is the best song that she could have picked.
Yeah,
for her to do.
Yeah,
I have not had the chance to listen to the full album, but I do love the fact that she she shut down a lot, because what happened was when she announced it, everybody was like, oh, well, it was other Black country people.
Right.
And fooled y'all, how many of y'all think she got on her album?
Right.
And kept it a secret.
Willie Nelson. Yeah.
That she's meticulous.
Yeah.
She is methodical.
Yeah.
She is intentional.
Mm-hmm.
That woman know what she doing. And that's how you hit people. You ain't got to post every day. I got y'all. I'll get you all revved up and juiced up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what she did. And I say kudos. That's marketing.
Yeah.
Period.
And she paid homage to the first Black country artist, who originated country music. Adam, what do you think about Beyonce taking up the space? Because they said that she actually recorded this album before the Renaissance album that came out last year that dominated. She recorded this one first. What do you think about now Dolly Parton sales going up? Because Dolly Parton did an interview 2 years ago where she said, I want Beyonce to do Jolene. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Well, they say when a rising tide lifts all boats. So yeah, this is great for Dolly. I know Dolly is one of those people, and I don't remember what the name of the scale is, but there's like the celebrity likability index, which is like how much of a celebrity you are and how likable you are.
Yep,
so like Dolly is like probably, I think, the top of that list, and she's just great. And she loves working with people. I mean, even going back to the 90s or maybe late 80s with Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You is a Dolly Parton song.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, that put Dolly Parton probably back on the map in that time period when she was kind of winding down her career. So this is it again. Dolly Parton is going to be ever present, and she's always supportive, and she's always nice. And so, even if Dolly didn't need the exposure, people are going to appreciate her, and it gives you a chance. I always like when I hear a different version of a song, because I think Whitney Houston's version of "I Will Always Love You" is better than Dolly's. I like Dolly's. It's such a different tone, such a different kind of vibe. It's two different songs, really.
Right.
And I haven't heard this version of Jolene, but again, it's cool because you get to see how two different artists interpret the same work and kind of make it their own. So yeah, kudos to them, and it's exciting.
Dolly is a great businesswoman. I remember when Whitney Houston passed away, she did an interview and she thanked Whitney Houston for covering her song. She got backlash because they're like, it's Whitney Houston's song. She said it could be whoever's song. And Dolly got the money.
Exactly.
Whoever song is gonna be. But Dolly is just one of those people, like you said, everyone likes, because she does her best to be inclusive, her best to just do her music. She doesn't really talk a lot of politics, although during 2020 she did speak out Black Lives Matter. She said, "You think our little white ass the only thing that matters?" You know what I mean? But she's one of those people that just really, she gets it right every time. And I love to see this for her in her career in her late 70s, having Beyonce, but like you said, she's done it with Whitney Houston and other people. So kudos to Dolly. All right, so the term pause. That's usually when someone says something that may be quote unquote gay, they say pause. And then then it went from pause to no homo. Well, now the latest thing is no Diddy. And it was interesting. So Mace did an interview recently, or he was on his podcast, I'm sorry, and he said no Diddy. That's a whole different story. But what do you think about this new phrase, no Diddy? Adam.
I don't like it. I don't know. I just feel like it's for many reasons, and not just because I'm an old person now. But new lingo really has to, I feel like, has some staying power. This, first of all, doesn't, I don't think. Also, I that whole kind of the old, no homo phrase, which is what this is kind of playing off of, is, very negative. It's very insulting to that community. So I don't think just giving it another name is really, it's cute, and you might get like likes here and there and Instagram retweets or whatever. But yeah, I hate it. I think it's just like, let's not be negative in that sense, and let's not pull in kind of recent events just because you want some more likes on your feed.
Yeah. And Adam, did you have a birthday recently?
I did.
It was what, Saturday or Sunday?
It was last Wednesday, actually.
Last Wednesday. Okay, well, happy belated. I saw your wife. I saw Abby celebrating. I was like, did I know it was his birthday? Happy belated birthday.
Well, you out every week, so we didn't get to celebrate your birthday either.
Oh, I know. Well, anyway, we'll talk about birthday later. Linnea, what do you think about no Diddy?
Absolutely, positively not. It's an in the moment thing, and of course, because Mace has a connection to this whole Diddy situation. That was a way for him to capitalize, off of the moment, in regards to what's going on.
Yeah.
I actually say pause at times, for just silly stuff.
Right.
I don't do the no homo one, but pause. I say that. So I'm cool on the no Diddy. I will not be saying that. Because it's too close to No Diggity, No Doubt, and I like
yeah.
So I don't want to mess with that song. I don't want to put the bad, negative connotation.
Right.
No Diggity, No Doubt.
Yeah. I think it was interesting that May said it. Sometimes wonder when people know more than we think they know. What happened back in the day, but. Well, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill to ban diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) programs. According to the Associated Press, the legislation would exclude the programs from public schools, institutions of higher learning, and state agencies. So this bill was signed last Wednesday or 2 Wednesdays ago, excuse me, and will go into effect October 1st. It would ban teaching of diversity concepts, and this has reportedly prevented individuals from feeling guilty about race and gender. She says, my administration has and will continue to value Alabama's rich diversity. However, I refuse to allow a ban of bad actors on college campuses or whoever or wherever other or wherever else matters. Excuse me. So the whole purpose of this is that we don't want to talk about it because we want to make people feel guilty for their families or their of the past. We always heard that if you hide history, then it repeats. Linnea, what do you think about this?
There's been a strategic play to do away with anything that talks about the history of the United States of America and the treatment of, especially Black people. And it was even more like, the word woke was demonized.
Mm-hmm.
DEI is now being demonized as a bad thing. And the fact that it was put in the same connotation with everything that just happened in Baltimore and how it's like, they were like, oh, the DEI mayor of Baltimore didn't earn it. That's the new acronym for it. And you took that moment of this catastrophe that just happened to say he didn't earn it. And as Joy Reid said, he ran a campaign, people voted for him, he won. And like he said in his response, duly elected incumbent.
Yeah.
And most likely you probably don't know what that means. So he earned it.
Yeah.
Nothing has been given. So it's like, it's just trying to just do away with anything relating to us. It's a hurt piece because we already talked about what's going on in the colleges and taking away these DEI programs and trying to shut down HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, how do you fight or combat the machine that has, well, it's been started. Let's clarify that. It started a long time ago. And because now certain people were put into place, those dominoes were lined up and now they're starting to fall, just drastically. And it's scary. We always talk about it being scary.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what do you do with that?
Yeah.
And how do you maneuver through everything that's going on right now? I don't know. I don't
Right.
know.
Because it starts with rights for minorities, but also women, and then LGBTQ, and then every other. They're pulling back those rights. Adam, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a certain push for this to kind of take back progress, right? Everything's trying to push back the clock, and it's a tough thing, right? How do you fight it? And you just have to keep fighting it, right? Like there's always going to be the bad actors. There's always going to be people who want to take away the rights of anyone that's not them or their group or their party or their looks or whatever. And it's a shame. It's tough that it's happening, especially in the South, conservative states where they can get away with this, and they control both houses of whatever, and they can kind of move forward with these. But again, it's just building the awareness and keep fighting this so the next generation can do something better, perhaps.
Absolutely. I was in Charleston for my birthday. I went to Charleston to celebrate, and we went on this tour to talk about the history of slavery in Charleston. And I think it was the late 1800s or early 1900s. There were like 70 Black people and like 40 white people who came together in government and they came up with the most progressive laws for race relations, women, and they, but the Great Restoration happened. So they went, because that was supposed to be the foundation for all the South. The Great Restoration happened. They eradicated all those laws, and then they made sure they didn't put it in history books so people never know what ever happened. So people have been trying to come together for a long time to work together. And so, but again, it shows you again, when history is not taught, it can repeat itself. And we become like, I didn't even know women rights in that time in Charleston. They were ready to do it, but there was a few bad actors and it never happened. So we gotta make sure you know who you're voting for, the local elections as well as the federal election. So it's so important. So important. All right, well, Chick-fil-A has announced that fast food restaurant, because a lot of people think Chick-fil-A is like one of the healthiest fast food chains. Well, they're making some changes to the menu. Officials at Chick-fil-A made a statement and said they are moving to use no antibiotics important to human medicine. So it's a whole acronym. According to WSB-TV, it will be switching to no antibiotics ever. So apparently, I saw this that they said that the chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, it has 50 ingredients in it. So now they're looking to take away those antibiotics. Adam, I don't know if you're a Chick-fil-A connoisseur, but what do you think about them going to just regular chicken?
I mean, I wish I was a connoisseur of Chick-fil-A, but I don't eat it enough up here. But I will say, we'll see. I guess I don't know if I could taste the difference. So it's like it's too early to tell. I mean, I guess no antibiotics is probably better.
Yeah.
It's better than for what we eat for sure.
Right.
Less chemicals. Will it change the taste enough that it matters? I don't know. But even if it does a little bit, Chick-fil-A, their chicken sandwiches are miles ahead of I think anywhere else fast food related Chick-fil-A. So even if it goes down in quality, it's still going to be better than the KFC or the Wendy's chicken sandwich, I believe. So yeah, we'll see.
I always felt good going to Chick-fil-A. I'm like, this is the healthiest fast food I can eat. And now we hear about all this stuff. Linnea, what are your thoughts?
So my boyfriend is a vegan. He's been vegan.
He's vegan? Okay.
Yeah, he's been vegan 3 years now. And he is always trying to get me to convert. I'm working on it because of him why I read labels more.
Yeah.
One of the things that a nutritionist said was, if the ingredients are a paragraph, that's too many damn ingredients. So and when you eat out, you don't know, because you don't know the ingredients, you don't know the calories,
right,
and what you're getting. So it's kind of hard when you eat out. But as you get older, and I know I can't speak for y'all, but I know getting older and tapping into fast food ain't the same when I was young. Because them bubble guts start bubbling and my life get ready to change for a little while. And I'll be like, oh my God, I shouldn't have ate that.
Right.
Yep.
So, that in and of itself, like, at some point we gotta be like, nah, we can't touch that stuff. We gotta try to make versions of our own.
Right.
And I'm trying all kinds of vegan recipes, to see what I like that I can substitute for things that I really do enjoy. Outside of, I don't eat the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. And after this conversation, I probably never will. Thank you. But I do mess with they waffle fries, though.
Yes, they're good. So this is a little off subject. I decided I wanted to get some fries the other day from Wendy's. And I was in the line, I was starving because all I had was breakfast that morning. And I ended up getting a combo from Wendy's. I got back to the house and they give me a chicken wrap. I got a fried chicken sandwich, chicken wrap fries. I said probably was the best thing for me. But yeah, I felt better. But it's interesting because you don't know what's in these foods. You don't know what's in the foods that you order. We don't know. You don't know. Well, speaking of not knowing what's in the foods, our last story. So there's a 12-year-old Michigan boy. He had gone to Outback Steakhouse, and he ordered a virgin strawberry daiquiri. They gave him a real daiquiri, and he was hospitalized. Of course, Outback apologized for it, and they said it's very serious, and they thank the child involved that was not seriously harmed. Adam, I know you don't have any children yet, but if you and your wife went to Outback and you had a child and they gave them liquor, what would you do?
Well, you know the Outback motto, no rules, just right. So, I mean, that's life on the Outback, you know? That's the risk you have to take when you're out in the Outback. Yeah, I would. I mean, I probably would be upset. There's a big trend, and I think a lot of bars and restaurants figured this out, is just offering virgin versions of their cocktails.
Right.
And I'm not going to blame them. Obviously, whoever served it made a mistake, but it's very easy to get those confused. And if you're offering virgin daiquiris or pina coladas, this might happen, and it's a risk, right? Again, everyone should be aware, and I know the family said they don't drink alcohol, so they couldn't tell that there's alcohol in it. Understandably, again, it's just quality control on your people, but also these restaurants are offering too many of these mocktail style drinks for kids to just divulge in, and let's not even get started with the amount of sugar in those drinks already for these kids. They shouldn't be drinking it anyway. I think if the kid didn't get sick and it happened to me, I would be fine. But the kid getting sick was kind of the big, like, that's where you go too far.
I would think the little kid would take that first step like, ooh. When near your mother, what would you do in this situation?
Lord forgive me. The first thing that came to my mind was an episode of Good Times when Michael drunk the health tonic that Florida was supposed to do a commercial of.
Yeah.
And he got drunk because they didn't realize it was alcohol. It was alcohol in it. So it wasn't Vita Bright, it was Vita Booze. And Michael was drunk. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Right.
I can't even, one of the things, the line in here, that's why I said, Lord forgive me. It says, the boy was eventually taken to the hospital as his body began to react to the alcohol. What the hell does that mean?
Right.
What does that mean? As his body began what does that mean? As his body
The alcohol hit.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was very alcoholic. That's my assumption.
It was like they gave an extra shot.
Yes, I think that's basically what it is.
Did he finish the whole thing? Did he drink the whole?
That's what I'm thinking. When he took that first, he was like, "Oh."
But from what I could have swore, it said that other people who were with him tasted it to him because they're not drinkers. So it didn't hit y'all. It only hit him.
Well, listen, let me tell a quick story. When I didn't drink in college at all, right? And so I had gone out of town with some friends, and I didn't realize they had spiked my drink. I didn't know this. I said, this soda is strong. But I drank it. I drank it. So maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know. Really? I didn't know. I didn't drink at all back then. I said, this soda is strong.
I will say those cocktails, like the pina coladas and whatever this was, they can mix it where you can't really taste a lot of times.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm so happy Chike is not on because he was so be cussing me out.
And Chike was on.
I am the queen of making drink. And when I make drink,
you wouldn't even know it.
You won't know you're on your ass until you're on your ass. So I'm happy he's not here because he would be like, "Oh, this one right here."
All right.
He set people up. That's what she did. So I'm going to slide up out of this conversation.
We're going to slide out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to slide out of it.
Well, Lania, thank you as always for Hot Topics. Love your take. And Chike, Adam, I will see you in movie reviews. We're back after this.